Contract Administration Board meeting for January 12th, 2026 at 4:30 p.m. First on the agenda is the acceptance of the minutes of the previous meeting of December 19th of 2025.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. First on the agenda is contract number 1745-25. Department is the Hall of Records. The vendor is Gimmel LLC. The estimated amount is $56,353. The fiscal impact is 100% to the county. The estimated amount is $56,353.
I'm Ricardo, I'm the archivist over at the Hall of Records. So Gimmel is the physical records management system we use over at the Hall of Records and within the county to store records, mark where they're located, and have agencies request it. And this contract is for the annual service and support and software licenses for that software.
Motion?
Second. Oh, no, I want to ask a question.
Ask that question.
Okay, so this is for digital records?
This is for the physical inventory in the warehouse itself.
Okay.
It marks
Oh,
the
okay.
location for every single physical box, book, whatever we've
Okay.
got in the warehouse.
And what, just give me a little primer on what portion of our records are digitized at this point?
I would say we're probably below 10% of total records digitized, primarily because most of what's held in the physical realm is records that can be destroyed within 6 or 10 years from
Okay.
it being stored. So we don't prioritize digitizing that stuff since it's just going to get destroyed anyway.
So you digitize the stuff that,
Permanent or 50, 60 years of,
Okay.
of retention at least, yeah.
okay.
What we really, our goal with digitizing is mostly the municipalities in the towns in the
Okay.
county, which is the next part.
And why is that? Why is that your priority?
Well, one of the priorities is because assisting all the local municipalities, they may not have the funds to image all their records, and we'll have it as a backup in case there's ever a fire, whatever municipality it may be, we'll have an original copy of all the records.
Okay. And are new records coming in, are they electronic? Or are they still paper?
So we're still getting the papers. Some of the departments are scanning their own images and then giving us their hard copies.
Okay. So is it a goal to move to completely digital kind of?
Hopefully
front end?
someday we could get it, but we wishful thinking. There's a lot of agencies, I could probably talk to most people in the room, like their hard copies in front of them.
There's some, I think, that are required to be
Yes.
hard copy that you can't actually digitize because it's part of the state system and the state regulatory system that you actually need to use hard copy.
Yeah, so like our court records are one that absolutely have to be paper copies.
Okay, so some future thing, I would like to talk about this
Yeah,
one, maybe
sure.
have you come in. Because to the extent we can move to digital copies of everything that we can, we should.
It has been the goal of the Albany County Clerk's Office and the Hall of Records to do just that. But the old adage is that you got to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. And right now we're still moving along, and we're doing everything in our financial possibility way of getting grants. We're now working with the City of Watervliet. We just got $300,000 grant for them, $150,000 which you'll see is going to the town of Bethlehem. We worked with the City of Albany, the town of Colony, the Village of Manans,
Kind of good though.
and we're eventually going to hit every single city, town, and village under my administration that we can to help them out with the digitizing of the records. Now, the purpose of digitizing the records, and most of the municipalities that we've worked with to date. Let's try this again. Most of the municipalities that we've worked with to date have done their vital statistic records, their marriage, their death, their birth, and some of their payroll records. And the reason for that is these books that hold these records are very old, including ours in the county. And once we get it digitized, they get it on their desktop. They no longer have to use that book anymore to look up the documents that they need for the customers that they're serving in each of their municipalities, including us at the Hall of Records. So that's why we're about 10% there. Believe me, if I could be 100%, I would, but it's just impossible to do all at once. But we're working on it, we're getting there.
No, I like all that, it's just, we also, if we're not at the front end, moving as much as we can to digital at the front end, otherwise we're just gonna climb this mountain forever and ever, right?
And we have been climbing it for 13 years I've been
Yeah.
with you.
So-
I agree, and Madam Chairman, if I may, I think that the departments, before getting to them, right? So I'll give you a perfect example. Right now, through different NICEAD contracts, Human Resource Department of Law, right, digitizing and shredding, right? So the deputy had just mentioned that there's record retention manual that's set by the state. There's part of that actually each municipality has to adopt that resolution, which adopts the manual and then provides for an opportunity for the shredding of the documents within those time periods. But oftentimes, some people may believe that you have to keep the record, meaning the initial record, but what you need to keep is a record, meaning the record is a digital record, which we can have. So we are working in law with some other departments as well to try to help them as in a legal sense of what can be and what can't be shredded and moved. So we're trying to work on a county-wide level while he works on a county-wide through all the other municipalities.
Yes, and the Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund has been a tremendous asset to us at the Hall of Records with the grants that we have received. And the department, and we've reached out to the Department of State, and we've gotten a grant through them. And, you know, my overall goal is to continue this program and to digitize as much as I can to help our county agencies.
But there are two kind of pieces to the puzzle. One is that, and then one is at the front end, what can we kind of, you know, eliminate the paper process entirely. And I see my good friend Pat is definitely on my side on this, I think.
Yep, so I can make a couple quick comments to that. So the county executive's office and the legislature, one of the positions that was added to the 2026 budget in information services was a business process analyst. The goal of that position is to evaluate paper-based business processes that exist in Albany County and try and digitize said business processes into various widgets. Some of the things that Jeff's talking about are migrating paper-based processes, well, digitizing those paper-based processes, and then migrating all of those now digital records to digital content management systems so that they can live there essentially. So that almost there's no need for the Hall of Records to store those materials because the retention schedule can be set on the front end in the digital, in the content management system. If the Hall of Records needs a digital copy of that data for whatever purposes, then we would come up with a digital solution to store it in the Hall of Records. But today, the Hall of Records is mainly managing paper records.
Right? Okay.
And there is some evolution, so I mentioned like DSS frequently is hard copy required, but even the state is beginning to give them funding to buy tabletop scanners that each of the employees can have for some of their processes, things like that.
For us. That's right. Right now, we oversee like 50 agencies between the city, county, and the courts. We're actively, it's not all 50 agencies are active, but we probably have 30 agencies that we deal with on a weekly basis, so that is a good program, Pat. Thanks.
Great. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Always good that we can get into detail about the records management and storage of records.
Yeah.
Next on the agenda is contract number 1810-25. It's the Hall of Records. NICEAD is the vendor, and that stands for New York State Industries for the Disabled, for those that don't understand what that means. And the estimated amount is $72,142.76. The fiscal impact is 100% to the state.
Yep, so as Mr. Hidley was just saying, we received a grant from the Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund. It's a shared services grant between the County of Albany and the Town of Bethlehem. So we split it into 2 contracts. This is the contract covering the Albany County portion. We're digitizing and indexing records that are currently held at the Hall of Records to make those available to both the employees and the residents of Albany County at a much faster rate and with far significantly less wear and tear on those records since they go all the way back to 1870.
Anything further?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1811-25. It's the Hall Records. The same vendor, New York State Industries for the Disabled. And it's for 2025-2026 Local Government Records Management Improvement Fund. It's the Town of Bethlehem's portion. The amount is $48,282.92. And the estimated term is 12/1/25 to 6/30/25.
Yep, so this is the Town of Bethlehem portion of that same project. It's 100% state funded, and it's covering the Town of Bethlehem's vital records, village or town meeting minutes, and really there's some other contracts as well.
All right, so this is an off-the-wall question that I'm just gonna ask
Yeah.
you. So when you're doing searches of like your great-great-grandparents' stuff, marriage licenses, death certificate, so when you are able to locate the raw data, like so-and-so was born this day or married this day, blah, 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 that is just the inputting of that basic information? Or does that mean, if you can access that through some database, does that mean that those actual records have been already digitized?
Yep, so what we're paying for is for the vendor to scan images of every
Okay.
single page and then do the indexing, the typing of every single name or
Okay,
piece
so
of
if you can
information.
find that stuff electronically, it means it's been done?
It's been done,
Okay.
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Desktops.
Yep.
And again, as I stated before, the town of it'll save the town of Bethlehem their books, their pages, their paper. It's going to be on their desktop, and they'll be able to pull it right up immediately instead of having to run to a back room and get a book out and then open up the book and do this with the pages. It's going to save a lot.
Or through the police department, as I'm sure you know, to get down to the
Yeah.
records room.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun.
That was a, yeah.
Okay, motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for.
Next on the agenda is contract number 1829-25. It's Department of Works Road Machinery Maintenance. The vendor is HL Gage Sales. It's for a contract for International Harvester truck parts. It's $99,000 estimated value at 1/1/26 to 12/31/26.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Chair. So yes, HL Gage was the sole bidder for this. This is for parts and repairs for our international plow trucks, not to exceed $99,000.
That's throughout a whole year, correct?
Correct. Last year, we spent $51,524 on HL Gage's contract.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1787-25. Department is Mental Health. The vendor is Carrie L. Brand, and the county hereby retains the consultant to conduct court-ordered competency evaluations. The consultant services shall be on an as-needed basis, dependent upon requests made by various criminal courts in Albany County. All evaluations will be conducted directly by the consultant, and it's 1/1/26 to 12/31/26 at an estimated value of $20,000.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. So both contract numbers 1787 and 1791 are renewals for Carrie Brand and Marilyn McKee for $20,000 during the term of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. So both consultants will conduct court-ordered criminal procedure law section 730 competency evaluations. So the consultant services shall be on an as-needed basis, independent upon requests made by the various criminal courts in Albany County. And please let me know if you have any questions.
The question I really have is $20,000 sounds kind of low.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, Dr. Giordano, who's, sorry you could not be here tonight. We have different contracts with them, so since they're on an as-needed basis, we have, it's just like an as-needed basis, so it's not as frequent, but when we do, the contract is not like any extended amount.
So
And this-
typically, go ahead.
This contractor, correct me if I'm wrong, just does the assessment. If they're assessed
Right.
not competent, they go to a facility to be brought back to
Correct.
competence.
Yeah.
So this is just the upfront assessment, and then at a certain point, an assessment is made once they've been at the facility for a certain amount of time. Chairwoman, I know you're aware of this because we brought it up, just so you're aware, Mr. Clerk, that the costs associated with this whole system have gone through the roof. I believe the number now is in the realm of $8 million.
Yep.
Whereas not even 5 years ago, it was barely over $1 million. So this is just that upfront assessment. They would have to go to a facility to be brought back to competency, and then there would be another assessment. Do you know if that assessment, again, is done by the facility, or do they come back to our provider?
I am not sure, but I think it's done by, I think it's done by our provider.
Our provider, so they come
Yeah.
back to us. Okay.
Yep.
So they're really only doing one up front.
Right.
They go away, and then they get assessed on a basis.
On a basis, yep.
Any other?
No, I
Entertaining motion?
Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next is contract 1791-25. Everything is the same. The new vendor is Maryland McKee. And I believe that he's already gave us a detailed explanation.
Motion.
Wait, for this one?
Yeah, second.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Motion. Second.
Yeah, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1826-25. It's the county executive and management and budget. The vendor is Millennium Strategies. And, the county desires to obtain services in connection with Millennium Strategies for their grants consulting services for the fiscal year 2026. These services include researching new grants for the county to apply, ensuring compliance and timely reporting of existing grant-funded projects, and access to Millennium Strategies relevant expertise. It's 1/1/26 through 12/31/26 at an estimated value of $60,000.
Hi, good evening. Kate Pauley, Management and Budget, Martin Dolan, Management and Budget. We're seeking to obtain, enter into contract with Millennium Strategies and work with them with their grants team to supplement our small but mighty grants team here at the county. Marty and I are two full-time staff, and we have a part-time grant writer 2 days a week. So we are seeking to work with Millennium Strategies on their research, writing, and administration services.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this is a consultant you're just gonna use as another kind of resource to help find grants and then apply for them,
Mhm.
and then make sure that you're meeting all the metrics and all the goals and everything in existing grants that the county receives?
Yes, I think first and foremost, it's to supplement our 2 days a week grant writer. So they have a team of 48 on their staff. So it's to supplement our writing and research to see what other opportunities are out there that we may be missing. While we get a lot, we just don't know. There's some out there that we may not be seeing. And then some of the administration of the post-award management.
Okay. And do they use software tools or anything that you don't have currently?
They have different ones. They have one called Grant Track.
Okay. Is that one that finds grants, or is that one?
It's a research tool.
Oh, okay. But it's not one that helps you, again, make sure that you're in full compliance with all the programmatic stuff and all that?
I haven't gotten into their tool,
Okay.
but their team, they have a full administrative team as well.
Okay. Okay.
Any other comments, questions? Entertain a motion?
Gotta spend money to make.
Aye. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 9 of 2026. Here we go.
We finally made it.
This is the county attorney's office. The vendor is Gallagher Bassett Services, Inc. And the description is the county desires to obtain services in connection with claims management's third-party administration for county liability and property claims. And it's 2/1/26 through 10/31/26 at an estimated value of $63,192.
Good evening. This is our third-party administrator who works with the coverage team and with the county attorney's office through the coverage. It's required that we have a third-party administrator. Gallagher Bassett Services is currently our third-party administrator, so this went out for bid, and this was the most responsible bidder.
All right, so walk me through, what are they doing for you?
So the third-party administrator essentially handles, as you may know, we have $1 million self-retention, and then we have 3 layers of excess. All the people that handle litigation within our office as well as outside counsel, the third-party administrators work with our litigation team as well as outside counsel to coordinate and work with those that are providing the excess insurance to ensure that they get the information appropriately on time, reporting of the claims, adjusting the claims to make sure that when coverage is due, that we have it. So, part of the contracts actually require that we have a third-party administrator.
So why is this a new contract? You haven't used someone like this before?
We use that before. So Gallagher Bassett currently we use.
But he went out to bid again because it
We
was
went out to,
that makes
right,
it new?
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
because it's not a renewal.
Right.
yeah, I mean, there's, kind of been an uptick in claims that we wanted to go out and use them again. In the past, we've had other third-party administrators that maybe were not as good.
Okay.
So,
Okay. And could we just put like a pin in it that as they, as you're working with them, maybe reporting back to the legislature from time to time, kind of how you're utilizing them and that
Sure.
kind of stuff? Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract 1643-25. It's for Division of Children, Youth and Family Services. The vendor is Fourth Family, Inc. And the county desires to obtain services in connection with the after-school and evening programming. It is from 1/1/26 to 12/31/26 at an estimated value of $100,000.
Nicole Ward, Deputy Commissioner for the Department for Children, Youth and Families. This was an RFP that we worked closely with the County Exec's Office with for after-school and evening programming. Fourth Family was, I believe, the only responder to this RFP. They will help us with youth involved in juvenile justice, with probation, for after-school and evening programming, and try to keep them out of trouble.
Do they have a facility that they're?
They just bought the Sunshine School.
Oh, yeah, that's what
But
I
they
think.
also operate in different Albany City School District schools.
Okay.
So this would be, so we could actually refer kids that are, within our department or probation also.
County
juvenile
schools
justice.
help with their services.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there are kids that are already in the county kind of orbit of social.
That we don't necessarily have
Okay.
after-school and evening programming for. Yeah,
Okay.
it's kind of it's a gap right now. It's out there, but for some of the most difficult kids, some agencies won't accept them. So Fourth Family is willing to.
And you're using some of the schools or is?
I guess it
you're just
depends on
working-
which kid gets referred, where Fourth Family would be using, what
And are they
location it would
using
use.
the Sunshine facility? I
And
thought
they're
that was
still
like
getting that up and running, but they're gonna.
Well, so it'll be a multi-purpose facility. It's currently in the process of renovation. I'm sure you can imagine it's been sitting there for a long time. For anyone who's from Lincoln Park, it's kind of been there for a while, underutilized. So, but it will be a multi-use facility which will house quite a bit of this, along with the daycare that you mentioned, and some other programs.
And how many kids do we think they're going to be?
I think it was no more than 30 at a time.
Okay, at a time.
You're talking about this program, or you're
Yeah.
talking about this one? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1827-25, Building Services, CPS of Albany, Inc. The county desires to obtain services in connection with emergency painting repair services, 6/125 through 5/31/26 at an estimated value of $200,000.
Yes, these are amendments to existing contracts that we have. The trade labor agreements that we want to bring up to $200,000. They were at $99,000. Since the cab has changed to a higher number, we're going to need these emergency services and general contracting and stuff like that, painting services for the College of St. Rose, because we don't have any contracts in place right now for any types of maintenance. So these, until everything settles out and we do take possession of things that we can use these contracts to do the work that we have to up there at this point.
So is this for not just St. Rose, but county?
This is county. These are county-wide. So there's different departments that do use them, but we get when we get towards the end of the contract year, there's one more year to these contracts at the end of 26 of 5/31 of 26. There's one year renewal on these contracts that we'll be doing the renewals at this $200,000 mark.
So do you know how much of this will be used by St. Rose?
No, we don't have that. We really wouldn't have that figure until we start getting into it. I mean, we have been using some painting, some emergency plumbing work and some emergency HVAC work. We've been using these contracts to cover the costs up there that we have to take care of.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Contract number 1827-25 everything is the same, except this is for emergency painting service.
Correct. This is a different contract, the same contract, same company for the $200,000. They were the lowest responsive bidder at the time that we did these, and that's why they were chosen as the primary vendor for these.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstention? Motion is carried. Next is contract 1828-25, and everything is the same again, except this is for emergency masonry repair services.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried.
So are these, Angela, we do these every year at this point?
No, when we do the agreement, we usually do them for a 3-year agreement. We do them 1 year, and then we usually have 2 extension years when we do the bidding process on them. So these run out. Like I said, these run out on 5/31 of 26. So we will contact the vendors, make sure they want to stay on them.
And then you re-up?
And then we'll re-up them for the following year.
Okay.
Once they're done after the 3-year period, we'll put it back out for bid again for the new vendors.
Okay. And you don't use the total amount, these are just to cover?
Yeah, and usually we don't use the total amounts on them. But like I said, we're taking on some other properties. We took on the Cohoes Recreational Center. We've taken on St. Rose. We've taken on some properties that we really don't. But they're available to anybody. They're available to the nursing home. They're available to DPW. They're available to whoever really needs it to use them at the time. Because sometimes it just takes too long and it's an emergency repair.
Okay.
There is a limit on these per job of $20,000 per job. There's a limit on them.
Okay. Yeah, I think I remember these.
Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next is on the agenda is contract 1843-25. The vendors, Collect Mechanical Incorporated. Everything's the same except that this is for emergency plumbing repair services.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Sorry.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Next on the agenda is contract 1844-25. Everything is the same, except this is an emergency plumbing repair service.
There's a correction on that. This is actually, should have been emergency HVAC
Okay,
repairs on
that's
that.
Yeah, Okay, so everything is the same, except this is emergency HVAC repair services.
I'll make a motion as amended.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Again, the vendor for this one is J. McBain, Inc., and it's for emergency electrical repair services. All else are the same.
Dave, just real quick, is this, you have 2 providers for electrical?
J. McBain is a secondary provider, so we put the secondary in on this one because we use J. McBain a lot as far as the electrical services. He was the secondary vendor. Next month we have secondary vendors coming in on through CAB again.
Okay.
How often do you use a secondary vendor?
If we don't like the price that the main have given us, we'll go to the secondary, see what price they have, what price we can get from the secondary. Or sometimes they're just, the main is just too busy, and then we'll go to the secondary on a bid.
Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion's carried. Next is contract number 1846-25. This is BPI Mechanical. All else are the same, except that this is for emergency boiler repair services.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is contract number 1757-25. This one, how do you say that name?
Accure.
Accure?
Yeah.
Electrical LLC is the vendor. Everything else is the same, except this is for emergency electrical repair services.
They are the primary on the contract.
Okay. So,
McBain was the secondary.
and then CPS is tertiary or whatever? The third tertiary?
Did we do 1824?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
1824 is actually general construction. That is not electrical repair.
All right, so you threw a little ball in it.
Yeah.
So 1824 is who?
Is for CPS of Albany. That's for general construction,
General construction.
not electrical. I thought we skipped over 1824 because I didn't remember.
All right, well, let's get through,
46? Or are we on
so let's get through 1757, and then we'll readdress contract number 1824.
Okay, motion on 1757.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. So, I think I'm going to need some legal advice here as to,
Well, it's right in the paperwork. It's just wrong on the agenda.
but I read it as an emergency electrical
Yeah.
repair service, so
Yeah.
that's why Jeff?
I think that you just need to go back into the case, update it, I would say, and advise, put it back on the record that you're going back into case number 1824-2025 for the purposes of listing it out again, having them provide it, and then go through another vote as it relates to that contract.
Okay, so do we have to,
I'm not sure that you're rescinding it. I think that you're telling them that that's it, because what happened there is a nullity, right? Because it's not, so we're going back in and just redoing 1824.
There's just a typographical error.
okay, so we'll go back to contract number 1824-25, Building Services, CPS of Albany, Inc., and this is for general construction repair services. Everything else is the same.
Correct.
I make a motion as amended.
Emergency general repair.
Emergency, yes. Sorry.
Second as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? I think we got it right.
Oh, we're back on the upper.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave. I got you mixed up with the other guy who's always spending a lot of money.
I try not to spend a lot of money.
Hey, Dave, I'll change the wording in ECMS to
Okay.
tell Tom and don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, like I said, on our paperwork, they're correct.
I'll just double check though.
Yeah, on our paperwork, it's correct, it's just that the agenda, they would change
Okay.
somehow in the agenda.
All right. Next on the agenda is contract number 11-26, Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. Cone Incorporated is the vendor for elevator preventive maintenance, repair services for 3 elevators located at the facility, and the period is 1/1/26 through 12/31/28 at an estimated value of $28,744.20.
So Mark Olson from Shaker Place, good evening. This contract is to provide elevator preventative maintenance and repair services for our 3 elevators at Shaker Place. There were multiple bidders for the RFP. Kone Inc. was the lowest responsible bidder. This is a 3-year agreement starting on January 1st, 2026 and ending on December 31st, 2028. The annual cost is $9,581.40 for the 3-year total of $28,744.20. The costs associated with this contract are 100% county funded. We'll take any questions at this time.
One question, so no portion of this could be attributed to like Medicaid or anything?
It does go in our cost reports,
Okay.
and a portion is paid through the Medicaid program.
Now, what building are these 3 elevators in?
In the main nursing home, there's 2 that go up and down the tower, and there's a service elevator that just goes from the main floor to the basement.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion?
No, motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstention? Carried. Next is contract number 19-26, Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. The vendor is Braun Media, and the consultant to provide an integrated communication plan contract. The term is 1/1/26 to 12/31/27, at an estimated value of $205,194. It is 100% county funded.
So Braun Media provides search engine optimization and reputation management, social media services, website hosting and management, recruitment photography, video and promotions, career fair promotions, and branding advertisements. There were 3 bidders for the RFP. Braun Media was the lowest responsible bidder, and their proposal also had the highest rated score. Shaker Place has been working with Braun Media since 2019, and their services have been excellent. As stated, this is a 2-year contract, annual cost of $102,597, and we'll take any questions at this time.
So did they do a lot of your sort of outward marketing to try to?
Exactly. Their initial contract, going back to 2019, was really the rebranding of Shaker
Right.
Place. And we transitioned that a couple of years ago to really focus on recruitment
Okay.
in the nursing home. And that's probably, 60-70% of what they do for us now.
Okay. And is there anything that you're going to be talking to them about helping out with? Because this year you're going to get slammed on Medicaid, and I mean, is there anything they can help with that would be significant?
Not directly. I mean, the best thing for us to do is to keep our brand, clean and popular, and keep providing the services that we do, just so there is no, when it comes time to look at state budgets,
Right.
that, the industry has enough black eyes. We certainly don't want to add to that.
Right.
So,
Well said.
yeah.
Okay.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstention? Motion is carried. The final item on the agenda today is contract 34-26, Information Services. The vendor is Control Network Communications. It's for data cabling at the Cohoes Community Center. It's 1/1/26 to 12/31/26. The estimated value is $125,000 at a 100% county impact.
Good evening, CAB board members. My name is Pat Alderson, Chief Information Officer. This is a request to enter into a contract with Control Network Communications for the installation of data cabling at the Gil E. Thier Cohoes Community Center. It includes the installation of data cable as well as coax cable to endpoints at the site. So that'll support Wi-Fi access points, security cameras, and any other network connected devices. This project did go out to mini bid under New York State contract, and the total project cost includes all labor, materials, equipment, and it is being financed with capital funds. It is a capital project.
So why do we have to spend so much money doing this? Like, didn't we buy this building and they had cabling already in there that was it a hot mess or something?
So it is not done, the existing work is not done to a professional standard. It also doesn't take into consideration the evolving needs of the facility, where staff will be located, where we would like there to be digital screens, as well as access control and cameras throughout the facility. So we work very closely with the Parks and Recreation Department, as well as the Division of, or the Department of General Services and their Facilities Engineering Division to reevaluate the space, and we essentially had to start from scratch. So we're redoing all data cabling at the facility. Today, all of the locks or all of the doors are hard key locked. We're looking to move to an electronic access control system, as well as an integrated camera system throughout the facility. So there's some investment that needs to be made.
So what I'd say is that the facility, the physical plant itself was in pretty good shape, with some exceptions that I think we can talk about. But it still was a legacy facility. A lot of what IT is going to be is upgrading from a technical perspective to give them, I mean, listen, in many ways, sometimes the county can be a little bit behind, but it's still ahead of the information systems that were part of the facility.
Okay.
Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried. And now I'd like to entertain a motion to close the Contract Administration Board meeting at 5:15 p.m.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is carried.